Howdy toddy everybody, this is Tommy with Colonel Reb Scale Models coming at you for the first time in 6 months. 6 months exactly to the day I think that this one's going to be posted. So I'm doing this video just to let people know that I'm still here. I still keep in contact with many of the guys out there, but I've had several people emailing me and PMing me, asking me, where you been, what are you doing? But for the most part, everybody understands it's kind of hard for me with the kids and the family and stuff to get time at the bench. So I'm doing this video. It's just I guess almost like the response to CT's plug the other day to cajole people that haven't posted a video in a while to get out there and post one. So I'm doing that, and then there's a few fellas out in the community that have been bothering me lately about doing a video and how I haven't done anything, and so maybe this is a way to kind of get those guys off my back for a little bit. But anyway, so what have I been doing? Well, I haven't had a lot of time at the bench, like I said, since probably November, maybe December, I can't remember, and then a little bit of time I think in February working on the space station. I haven't done a whole lot. So speaking of that, the space station, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 little modules put together, not completely. A lot of seam work on those things. The plastic is really thin, and to hold, well, this is a lip, but under there is really thin, and I'm having to glue it little by little with the Tamiya extra thin and kind of squeeze together, then sand off and scrape off the sides. I might lose a little detail on there, but I don't think it will be noticeable once I get the seams out. But you can see, I don't know if you can see right there in the glare that that's a seam, that's a raised seam, which I'm still working on. So it doesn't fit together very good. The plastic doesn't stay in place, and a lot of times on the pins, the pins that are inside, I've literally had to cut those off, just cut them in half and then just kind of glue it piece by piece. So that's what I'm working on there. What I did get finished, at least one, were the little zombies, a couple of the little zombies. Well, I got finished with one, I started working on another one. This was back in December. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on that a little better. I don't know, yeah, the lighting in here is too bad. I've got some still shots that I can give you, but that's my first attempt at any of the little zombies. This one's got a torch in his hand and got a bag, and this is all with some enamel, some craft acrylics. I didn't do any airbrushing on these, they're so small. I think I painted them, if I remember correctly, I painted them black, flat black, and then just started painting the detail over it. This one is kind of like I guess he's kind of supposed to be like a zombified Crocodile Dundee. So I got those done. I'll put the picture of those up in the video or at the end. I should have another video coming maybe tomorrow night, maybe Friday night, I don't know, regarding a specific group build that's coming up. And alluding to another, I'm going to try actually for Cliff's cancer awareness. The thing I'm going to try to start on now is trying to finish up the little buggy that I started to do last year, and try to get it finished up in time for that one to be completed for 2015. So that's what I'll start working on then when I get some time, and then hopefully I can get it finished and then work on the other group build. Because guys, I'm famous now for starting group builds and not finishing group builds, so why stop now? So let's see, I got my little notes of things I wanted to mention really quick. I've got the clock on, so I'm trying to keep this in pretty short. Let's see, so in life, I've got the Cub Scouts. I'm a patrol leader now, which I just finished for my son's patrol. I just finished the patrol flag. That's their patrol name, their Storm, their special team of role models, and that's the lightning bolts have all the kids' names on them. So I have 8 in my patrol. We have 13 in our den total. Luckily we didn't get any new ads this year at sign up. So we have a fall hike coming up. We have fall camping trip coming up, which is on the weekend of the Florida Ole Miss game down in Gainesville. And, then we have another, I think we're going to Huntsville for the space camp in February, so that'll be our next big one. But, it's just doing the meetings, and Cub Scouts went through a system and a change of how they do the achievements and stuff this year, so it's kind of been a learning curve there, and it's more planning for the meetings, but then it's almost less that you have to do, but then you have to plan more. So it's just been a difficult one. On top of that, I'm still in the PTA as a legislative advocate, so I'm still going to community meetings, and then I was again voluntold to run for the Student Governance Council, which I lost last year by 20 votes. So this year I ran against a couple other folks, and it was kind of a landslide, I guess you'd say. It's just, it's all kind of a popularity contest in the end. So the more people know who you are, and, I'm up at the school all the time doing other volunteer work. So it's just, they see your face, they know who you are. If they don't know who the other people are, then they're going to vote for you. So anyway, so hopefully this year is not going to be as intense as it was last year when it first got started. So I'm over the community and outreach committee, so, doing some stuff for that. So that's going on. We did take a trip to Colombia for 11 days. Stayed in a place called Santa Marta, which is right there on the ocean, and had a really good time. It was like a real vacation for me because I didn't have to do any laundry, any cooking, any cleaning, none of that stuff. We had a lady who watched the little one, kind of followed her around for most of the day. And then the bigger kids and my niece and nephew who came from Mississippi and went down there with us, we just all, just about every day was just at the pool to the beach, at the beach to the pool. We took a couple of excursions, went to the jungle, had a little bit of a frightening experience there. Walking through the jungle at dark is a scary thing. The jungle literally comes alive as soon as the sun goes down. So trying to get out, had 10 or 15 of us, I guess, trying to work our way out, not even knowing if we were going in the right direction, but we made it out, so everything was fine. I'm also have applied to do some substitute teaching at the kids' school since, I'm here. The kids are all in the same school for this 1 year only until my daughter goes to middle school next year. So I figured since I'm up there all the time, do some sub work. They make, I think, like $100, $125 a day or something like that. So do that. Maybe if I like it, maybe it's something I'll look to doing. Maybe going back and getting my teacher certificate, maybe for middle school or high school. I don't think I could do it with elementary, but for subbing, it's not so bad. The other big thing I was working on for March and April, and I guess maybe into May, April and May, was putting down laminate floor in my bonus room where my wife has her desk and her office. So we get it from Lumber Liquidators. We had a guy come in and gave us a quote of a couple $1,000 to put the flooring down. It's like 500 square feet total because I'm going to do the hallway on the second floor as well. And so I went and bought the materials. I've helped a little bit with my brother-in-law when we were remodeling my mom and dad's house. I helped him put down, I think I did like a room, and he did most of the hallway and stuff. But it's pretty easy once you get it going and get in the groove. But as soon, I was literally just a small window nook away from finishing the room when I found out, just by listening to the news, which I do during the day, that Lumber Liquidators CEO had resigned after some 60 minutes or some expose about laminate from China and having high levels of formaldehyde. So of course, when I called the next day and gave them my invoice number and everything, of course, one of my my flooring that we chose, which was a really pretty hand scraped, has the feel on top of it, and then it had padding included, so it's real easy to put down. Of course, it was one of the ones. There goes my phone. It was one of the ones who was on not a recall, but they had pulled it off the shelves. So they pulled it off the shelves to sell to the public literally 1 week after we bought it. So they're not giving me any full refund. I've put down 13 boxes of 22 boxes. They only want to do a refund on what is unopened. So there's a class action lawsuit going there. There's one of hecklers there. He knows I'm doing a video, so he's going to bother me. So they don't want to do the full refund, so we went back and forth, you know, did we join the class action lawsuit? Did we just take the refund? But then you have to, it's only store credit, so we'd have to buy more there. But you know, they say just make sure the flooring is made in the United States and not China, because there was 3 factories that apparently were in question. So they said, oh, you can do the testing. Well, I couldn't do the testing because I pulled the floor up because we were going to Colombia, and I couldn't leave the house closed up for a week and a half and really have, you know, however that stuff comes up through the floor, and then come home and, you know, our cat be dead on the floor. So I went ahead and pulled the floor up, which took all of about 30 minutes. Have it stacked in the garage, and so it's just been sitting there. So it's just been a nightmare, you know, having just subfloor in there and dealing with that. So that was the biggest thing. You know, also my dad, you know, everybody knows, you know, with the strokes and stuff. Well, he, back in March, was it March? No, April, he decides that he's going to go outside to the neighbor's house and look at an RV that they had just bought. And we think that he probably lost his balance, or maybe the dog, the poodle that they have, was jumping at his feet or whatever, and he lost his balance. He falls down on his hip and he breaks it. So then he had to go have surgery, so we went over there for that. He had surgery on his hip, and then while he was in the hospital recovering from that, they didn't take some type of sleeve or something off his foot, so then he got this huge bed sore on the bottom of his foot. So then my sister's been fighting with the hospital over that, because then that delayed his rehab, because we had to put him in a rehabilitation home, because my mom can't take care of him because she can't pick him up. He can't be moved. So you know, he's been there, and then that's been a whole rigmarole, because then the fact that he had the thing on his foot, his rehab wasn't going well. And then after, I don't know, 2 weeks of that, 3 weeks of that, we found out that his hip had jumped out of socket. So he had to go back for surgery and had to put more pins or something in it. And then he had to have this big brace thing on his leg. So it's just been a nightmare. So now he had to move to another home. That's another rehab home, and he's over there. And you know, the thing with him is he's stubborn, so he doesn't want to really do the rehab, so it doesn't help his condition and it help him getting better. And you know, we're constantly telling him, if you want to get out of here, you got to be able to walk, and so it's just been a difficult situation. So that's about where I am. I did want to do a quick shout out to my 2 nephews, Grayson and Gabe. Both are doing models. Gabe, I got some for him for Christmas, and I know he's trying to do it with my brother, which, you know, again, it's hard for dads to have time to do anything with the kids and stuff, and so he's been doing what he can. And then Grayson, he's now, I think, moved away from the models, because now his focus is on his pickup that his dad has, and gotten some trade. I think it's like a 65 Chevrolet. It's a rust bucket. I mean, but it looks cool, but it has a lot of work to be done. I mean, the interior's a mess. I mean, I've got some pictures of it I might put up here. And he also has his dad has a 67 Chevelle, which is also another one. It's got no motor. You know, the hood is in where the trunk is, and then the trunk lid is on where the hood it was, and it's just been sitting out at their shop for forever. But you know, he's got visions. He's 13, so he wants to have the truck ready by the time he gets his license. I guess now it's at 16. So anyway, so I wanted to do a shout out to both of them. I know he started his channel. He started a channel showing himself driving the Forza, I think is the game, the racing game, which is pretty cool. And we played it when I was over there. During the summer, we went over there and visited for a few days, and we played it and found cars and all these classic cars and Ferraris and stuff. So anyway, so that's my video, CT. So I guess I'm back in the game, although I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of work done. Did get that flag done, so that was one of the things I was having to rush to do, because we had a packed meeting last night. So hopefully I will get to be able to work on the Cancer buggy, dune buggy, and get it finished. And then, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll take it to Acme. It's not going to win anything, but at least I'll have something on the table. Who knows? That's wishful thinking. And then, like I said, I'll have another video coming in regards to the team spirit, or support your team group build, which we know everybody's got to get involved on that one. I mean, you got to support your team. Anyway, so as I say always, it's football season's kicking in gear. We got one more week to go. I'm very excited. God bless everybody out there. It's crazy times, stuff happening every day, it seems like, with these crazy folks. I mean, there's just some people just don't deserve the oxygen that they breathe, or the air that they breathe, I guess. Anyway, so God bless everyone. Keep those that need your prayers in your prayers. And a special shout out to Ron, Styrene Junkie. Hang in there, buddy. It'll get better. And I will catch you on the next vid. Hotty toddy.